to talk more about these very concerning incidents and what can be done, we're now joined by Deepan Garg, Akira Batteries, Anshul Gupta, Ola Electric Vehicles, and Anmol Singh Jaggi, Blue Smart Electric Mobility. Thank you so much all for joining us. And Deepan Garg, first to you, what is the reason we're seeing so many of these fires breaking out in India? Is it, as we said in that report, something to do with the quality of batteries?
It's the whole ecosystem. What I think is need to be reviewed and it has to be improved. Maybe it's because of some infrastructure at the battery level. Battery system needs to be improved. Testing has to be done properly. The knowledge, what the end consumer is using this EV. So even he should have the complete knowledge of how to handle, charge, discharge the battery and keep the battery. That is very important. So basically, this EV is the whole new ecosystem which has come up in the latest 2 years. So the technologies are evolving, the ecosystem is developing. So there are definitely some improvements required in the coming time.
No, we definitely need to move on that because we can't have people, being killed in this manner. It's absolutely horrific. And at the same time, yes, we need this EV push. It's less pollution and with the, fuel prices going up, many people turning to electric vehicles. Anshul Gupta, what would you say on this entire, controversy that's broken out? And what are your views on the reasons why we're seeing so many incidents?
So the exact reasons are a little hard to find because it's hard for me to comment, but there are certain basic things. We have been manufacturing batteries for over 32 years now. And in our experience, there are various chemistries that are available for any battery manufacturer and OEM to select. So the selection of the chemistry is very important. As far as if you look at the safety, the Indian standard, the Indian conditions, the temperature conditions are very hot in nature. You cannot just simply bring a European standard battery and put it into the Indian market because the temperature conditions are varying a lot. So, most of the OEMs are currently using the NMC based batteries, and there's another technology called the LFP batteries. LFP batteries in general, they're a little bit more safe in terms of the temperature sensitivity, in terms of the life performance of the battery as well. So in my opinion, if there is a voluntary shift from the NMC to the LFP side, these cases will not happen to this extent because those are designed for high temperatures. Those are designed to give a maximum life. And apart from the basic cell technology that is being used, I also particularly feel the investment into selection of the right electronics and the software. So battery and scooters are nothing but hardware and electronics put together. So the OEMs and the battery manufacturers and the entire ecosystem needs to really gear up the R&D with respect to having experts on board who are designing.
All right. So you feel that there needs to be, more research put into all of this. And yes, we're hearing this very often about the Indian conditions and these batteries. Anmol Singh, what would you say on this? And also, Nitin Gadkari has spoken out on this, but does the government also need to rethink the kind of rules they have in place or, the regulations they have regarding the batteries? There needs to be more thought put into that and awareness about Indian conditions and the technology.
Hi, good morning. In my opinion, we would say that these incidents are basically being done or happening on one or two manufacturers, and it is not a broad-based fire or explosions which are happening. 2 or 3 manufacturers basically are more or less responsible for all of the incidents which have happened, and there should be absolutely strict action amongst from the government side on these manufacturers to ensure that the credibility for the entire sector is intact and is maintained. It shouldn't be the case that for the lack of quality at the end of a couple of companies, it tarnishes the image of the entire sector. When it comes to regulations, I think there are enough regulations which are already there, and the government has now has recently released the new concept paper on swapping also, which is very important, and with which we believe there will be more standardization which will come in, and hence these incidents will go down to zero. But I think, in my opinion, the government should come out with an absolute iron hand on any of the people deviating from the set procedures, and because this is life's at risk, and clearly we do not want to see any further such mishap happening on the roads.
All right, and Deepan Garg, you spoke about the consumers and how they need to treat these batteries. You could tell us a bit more about that, because there is there needs to be more awareness on how to charge these batteries. What are the do's and don'ts, and also if the batteries are damaged, that also increases risks.
Yeah. So basically, first is that because the whole electrical vehicle has to be balanced as per the energy flowing into the from the battery to the whole system. That is one part which should be at the EV manufacturer end. And second is at the consumer end, once he's buying the battery or the vehicle, so he should be fully taught what has to be done through a dealer all over India, right? So even if a company has 400 dealers, so every dealer should be thoroughly having the knowledge, or his engineers should have the knowledge. So in Akira Batteries, we have a pan-India service network, and we are conducting some kind of seminars and stuff like that to educate the end consumer, because that is very important, and how to, even in these cases, at least we not lose anybody's
and how to recognize
life.
that there's some problem, any warning signs they can watch out for.
Yeah, there are warning signs also, but basically it is the little bit more automation needs to be done, where alarm system can be included in this system, so that if the temperature of the battery goes up, so there is a certain alarm, so that at least he can take care of or stop the vehicle immediately.
Right. Anything you'd like to add, Anshul Gupta? We at least 4 people have died so far in these EV related cases, and the recent case in Vijayawada where a man was charging the battery in his house and it exploded. He died, and his family, his wife, is in ICU right now.
Yeah, so I would like to add that, it's principally the OEM's responsibility to actually select the chargers, the battery, the entire powertrain carefully integrated. So if the integration is not done rightly, if you just pick up any random charger, if you pick up any random battery and just integrate with your scooter and sell it, then it becomes a very, very big health hazard for the end consumer. Awareness is generally a part of the process which will evolve, and which all the OEMs are pushing now through their dealers and consumer campaigns. But a basic thing of, a smart charger, a charger which communicates back and forth, which automatically cuts the charging if it senses that the temperature in the battery is rising. So there is a little bit cost addition if all the OEMs do that. Many are doing it, many are not doing it, because it's a new industry.
And it does seem we absolutely need that. We need this sort of safety measures in place, and we can't have our Indian style of jugaad or shortcuts taking place. Anmol Singh, final comments on this?
No, I think safety is paramount, and both on the OEM side, the battery side, the charging side, everybody needs to up. We need to, like Anshul's clearly mentioned, you cannot just get a European or a Chinese battery in here and just install it and get it running. Indian conditions are very different. And in India too, India is a large country. Conditions in the northern part of the country, western part of the country, southern part of the country are very different. There needs to be adaptability to all these conditions. At BlueSmart, what we have found is that having run a lot of cars for about 5 crore kilometers, is that charging and battery management needs to be preventive management, preventive checkups of all of this need to be at the top of your checklist every day, and we ensure that this happens, and hence it's been a zero incident for us till date.
Right. Well, thank you so much all for joining us, and hopefully the industry, the government can all work together to ensure better safety and we don't see such incidents, because we definitely do want to see more electric vehicles on our roads. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.